Troegs Brewing Company, Blizzard of Hops, Winter IPA, 6.4% alcohol. Let's give it a shot. So I picked this up in a Troegs variety pack. Seemed to be more Christmas oriented. Never had their Blizzard of Hops. Had quite a bit of expectations going into this. Reason being, probably because of the label, because of the can, and because I've seen it on social media quite a bit in the last couple weeks. Didn't know what to expect. Unfortunately, with the high expectations I've had, and my expectations always kill me in the end, slightly disappointed. I'm not understanding this whole saga that some of these beer companies are coming out with these citrus and pine note flavored ales or IPAs or wheat ales. I don't understand where these lighter IPA wheat ales with citrus have kind of invaded and stepped out from their summer spring category and went into the, okay, well, we're also going to be a winter beer too. And I understand some of those beers have some pine notes to it. If this beer does have pine notes, I'm not tasting it. I'm just tasting an IPA, a hazy IPA-ish, with some citrus. And I feel like you can get that anywhere else in the market, any other time of year. What makes this special to be considered a winter beer? And I'm not getting it. Now, in its defense, it says that there are pine notes in the beer. When I taste it, either it's that faint or the citrus is so overpowering, or the IPA, because Troegs likes their hop flavors and their IPA flavors, maybe it's a little too much and maybe it's a little overwhelming. But as a basic, normal, average dude that's giving you this review right now, that's telling you, I don't taste it, I'm telling you, I don't taste it. I've had citrus winter beers in the past that have had those pine notes to it, and I've actually tasted those, and they were actually quite complimenting. This one, maybe it's just blended too well, or maybe I'm just tasting this. It feels like if there are pine notes there, it's either the citrus is sour or the IPA. It's the bitterness from the IPA that's kind of lingering and making it kind of disappear. And I feel like that's a bad thing. I think if you could kind of distinguish the IPA from the pine, from the citrus, and have this little bit of a trifecta, it would be a little bit more powerful and meaningful. But that being said, it just kind of gets lost in the mix, which is really sad because I really had a lot of expectations for this beer. My drinkability, it's not a heavy beer. It's a medium beer. It's medium bodied, 6.4% alcohol. A little bit higher, but doable. Kind of a little bit above average, but it's fine. It's medium to heavy bodied. The IPA kind of gives you that effect. The citrus is supposed to kind of make it more refreshing and kind of tone it down, but in this case it doesn't because of the bitterness. Makes it feel heavier. But my drinkability, I could see maybe two of these. Maybe two. Again, the pine notes kind of get lost, but the style of this beer, I just can't see these beers being strictly winter. I see maybe more of like a springtime, like kind of how Sam Adams has their cold snap, but I feel like this is more like a springtime, even maybe late summer or early summer beer, a warm month beer. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give it a 5. Even in this batch of reviews, I just had a beer that was a citrus beer with pine notes, and they were both very distinguishable when you were tasting the beer, and they stood out, and they were really complimenting, and they were really nice. This one just kind of, and I have a lot of expectations for Troegs Brewing Company because of as much as I disliked them in the past, I'm starting to appreciate them more and more, and I think because of that, I lost my expectation to taste bud kind of coordination, and I didn't appreciate it. I didn't like it. That being said, I wasn't pleased with this one. You might be, especially if you like your IPAs, but I think there's something a little tart, a little bitter about this beer that I didn't appreciate, and I didn't get the pine notes from it, and also I didn't get the whole winter aspect of this beer. That's just me. Not saying that's everybody, but if you're watching me for a reason. Maybe it's to make fun of me. Either way, again, that's Troegs Brewing Company, Blizzard of Hops, out of Hershey, Pennsylvania, 6.4% alcohol.